I am Donika.
And I am Myra, and this is a Black Women Healing Podcast.
A space to discuss mental wellness.
A space to dive into soul care and vulnerability.
Here, we will support you on your journey as you focus on your healing,
while also giving you the work along the way.
Welcome to Black Women Healing Podcast. Hey y'all, we're back with another episode of Black Women Healing Podcast, and today is just me and Myra. And we want to say happy Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, Love Day, whatever you want to call today. And we just decided to do a small little short episode and just talk about different ways to love ourselves and love each other. And so we're just going to do like kind of a top 10 type of thing. And so starting off, Myra, you want to do a random question or you want to hop into it?
You could do a random question. Ask me something.
Oh, Lord.
I can't think of anything.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So, okay. Halftime show of the Super Bowl. So, why do you think that people glorify Mary J. Blige and her pain?
Oh, my God.
It was a good one. We just watched it. Why do you think that people glorify Mary J. Blige and her pain versus in her triumphs and successes and beautiful, bright moments?
The way Mary J. Blige paints her pain is where she gets her success from. Because when you think about where she starts off, when she first came out, Take a Look at My Life. And she really felt called to that song. And she talks about the hardships that she experienced and the hurt, the pain. And then we saw her relationship with one of the members from Jodeci, I don't know which one, and how he was abusive towards her, and how after that you see her going on. Then with her divorce from her husband, then you see, she talks about her pain and how it helps her to build herself back up. So I feel like she kind of brought that upon herself, and she kind of lives through that. So why not?
That's true. Yeah. All I can hear in my head is no more pain.
So you watch her documentary, right? And you know how in the documentary they're always playing Take a Look at My Life. I feel like they played it the whole documentary.
They did.
Right? And so then after I was like, I love this song now. But now thinking about it and reflecting, when you think about that song is sad.
Take a look at, if you look at
it's
your
like
life,
you don't feel the pain that I feel.
Yeah. Did you see that new, matter of fact, yeah, it's a pretty recent video. It's about being happy and about loving yourself.
No,
I think it's her and DJ Khaled and Fat Joe or something. No?
I've heard about it.
Okay, yeah. But you see the fact that you haven't heard a lot about it. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at the video. The video was dope and the song's dope, but I just feel like I haven't really heard anybody talk about it. I haven't heard it on the radio or anything.
1 second, y'all. Hey, Google, stop. Sorry, y'all know my little Google home. I'm washing clothes.
But yeah, you haven't really seen a lot about it. So, also just maybe she does, but even when she tries to make things more about the positivity, self-love, beautiful moments, we tend to not.
Even Just Fine is kind of sad when you think about it, because she's talking about how she needs to let things go and take the time to focus on herself. It just has an upbeat sound to it, because I'm thinking about when she comes out with albums, it's usually after she's had a hard time or something in between. So the Just Fine album, I remember my mom played that from front to back.
Something went wrong. Try again in a few seconds.
Okay, sorry about that. That's my Google. But anyway, Just Fine, that was after she got her divorce from that guy. Remember, she was so happy. She got married. Then she got this divorce.
Divorce? It was not after him, was it?
I feel like something happened around that time.
It wasn't. No, it was. She was cool during that time. She wasn't.
What song did she put out after she was no longer with him? I feel like it was something
wasn't
sad.
That. It probably, but it wasn't that one. She was still married, I believe. But yeah,
that was a sad breakup.
I give it
too,
you.
Though.
Horrible, absolutely horrific. I agree. But Dancery, that's the only really when I think about a song, it's in the whole song, like you said, it's not about getting away from all the hurt.
No,
it's just
dancing.
Exactly. So Dancery, we'd give that one to her. But
I don't want to be with you. Want to be with you. Another sad song.
I love Mary, but I do wish that we could see her in the light more.
I'm going down, Mary. Can we let that go?
Yeah, we keeping her, but
keep her, but I just want to see her happy. Yeah, I was so excited to see her on the Super Bowl, and then she started doing one of them sad songs.
No,
and then she getting on her knees and stuff. I like seeing my auntie happy.
Nah, for real though. Nah, I agree. I agree. All right, y'all. So that was a nice little random discussion. So starting from 10. Number 10.
But 10, are we talking about showing others love or talking about showing ourselves love? Because we said we do too.
I was just thinking a mixture, like a popcorn.
Okay. Let's see how this goes. I'll try to follow.
So we can do every other one. Oneself, like, so this is number 10. I want to ask you.
So are we both going to do 10, both going to do a 9, both going to do an 8, but switch between the topic?
We can.
Okay.
So starting with 10. So number 10 being, what is your favorite way to love yourself in the morning?
Love myself in the morning, huh? Okay, my new thing is, because don't judge me, but I don't wear lotion in general, but I've been being really intentional about putting something on my body to moisturize it. So I've been really thoughtful about what am I buying that I'm going to moisturize my body with. Yeah. So I have a really specific face moisturizer, and I love the way it feels on my face. And I got this really specific, like, body moisturizer or body butter, and I take the time to focus on my feet. And I rub them, I rub it into my feet. I make sure them bad boys feel good. And I like to rub it into my shoulders because I feel like my shoulders are sometimes tense. And that's my thing. Like, I take my time with it, though. Like, you think I'm about to rub down my whole body. I only focus on those 2 points, really.
Ooh, I've been hearing that so much, like, from clients, from people, of just, like, the intentionality of, like, behind moisturizing your body.
It's something about it. I don't know what it is.
And you know, I air dry. And so a lot of times I intentionally, it's like, well, I guess it makes me slow down. And so when I usually moisturize my body, it is very, like, it's a slow process. I hit every piece of my body. One, I have to because I got eczema. But on the other end, it's like, it just makes you slow down. So it does make sense.
I was at this conference, Black Emotional Mental Health, whatever. And this girl, I stole it from her. This girl, they had asked, what did y'all do last night to take care of yourself? Because we talked about a lot of heavy stuff. And she was like, I took the time to adorn myself. And everybody was like, you did what?
Adorn.
She was like, I took a long hot shower and I rubbed my body down with coconut butter, coconut oil, whatever. And I was like, I'm stealing that. Yeah, because the way she like described it, I was like, that sounds like heaven.
Yeah, that sounds like.
I just stole that from her.
I like that one. I like that.
What about you?
I feel like that I usually like listening to my bright morning music playlist. I feel like that's the way that I love myself.
What's the difference between your bright morning and the regular music you play? Because it all seems bright.
Thank you. But it's not. I actually have in my feelings playlist. I have a lot of different playlists.
Oh God.
Exactly. So, I mean, the difference is my bright morning playlist is literally only music that makes me feel amazing. Like anytime I listen to, like, maybe a song makes you feel good, and maybe, like, some of those you heard, it's like, oh, those sound good, but they might not be on my bright morning playlist and make me feel, like, great. Like,
it's called Bright Morning. I like this. I'm going to steal that.
It's called Bright Morning Playlist, and every single song on there, it makes me just feel amazing. So, when I wake up and I listen to that, it makes me want to love on myself even more. Like, girl...
Can you share one of the songs with us?
Yeah. So, Enjoy Myself, Techno.
Okay.
It's
you don't have to share this place with me, so I don't know what that is. Okay.
Yeah, Techno is an Afrobeat artist.
Okay.
Nigerian, and it's a song he got called Enjoy Myself. And if you ever look at the video, I don't even watch the video, I'm listening to the music. It's literally just like...
Makes you feel good?
Yes, the song is literally about just enjoying yourself. Like, I don't care what you do, I don't care who you are, enjoy yourself and just like, just let loose. Like, don't nobody care.
Okay.
So that song right there, I can hear that anytime. Not just I'm gonna get hyped like every time. So that right there is one of those. So yeah, I would say that's how I start my mornings to love myself.
Okay.
All right. So
is this on your Spotify?
It's on my. I use Tidal. Or I use Tidal, Apple. I use everything.
I would say share it on Spotify, but okay, never mind.
Yeah. I'll share it to you though. Still.
Okay.
So that's our number 10. Okay. Going to number 9. What are you thinking?
What is a way that you typically show? Not typically. What is a way you like to show family members that you love them?
I like to call them and talk to them. I like to talk. Like, I'm not a big texter. So I actually like to intentionally call if I miss you, and because obviously we got busy. Everybody got different types of schedules. Then I'll even coordinate the time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, just let me know when you're free. I'll call you whenever. But like, I think for me, for sure, it's like just showing that like I want to talk to you and like really talk, not just on no BS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what's been going on? Like, let's check in. Like, that's how I show I care. So yeah, what about you?
I think for me, I get really intentional gifts. Like, I try to get a gift where it's like, when you see it, it's like, oh, like, this makes me feel X, Y, and Z thing. And I love to see people's facial expressions when I get them gifts. Because I know I get bomb gifts. And so, I don't know, I just try to get really thoughtful gifts.
I'm over here seeing you, like, wait for their little expression.
I think another thing I like to do is I like to conversate with pictures. So I like to, like, send a picture of something like, oh, this made me think of you. Or, what do you think about these shoes I was looking at? Or a picture of Shiloh, like, some type of like picture, and I like when the person sends me a picture back. Like, I like to have picture conversations.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Picture conversation. What are you thinking of when you hear that? Like, what's the last picture conversation you had?
The last picture conversation I had. Okay, with my dad, even though he didn't send a picture back. So I sent him a picture and he asked a question. I sent another picture. So he kept saying stuff and I just kept sending pictures. So I sent him an old picture like me and him. Because my dad, he always drops me off at the airport when I travel because he's always like, live your life. And so I always look forward to him being like, live your life. He gives me a little bit of money and then he'd be like, just come back home. And so it was this one picture like when I first started traveling, because I usually fly by myself and meet up with my friends. So anyway, I sent him a picture of me leaving, and he was like, was that at the airport? Then I sent a picture of Shiloh, and he was like, wow, she looks like a different person. Then I sent a picture of me. He's like, what you up to? Sent another picture. Myra, Myra, Myra. Like, he was like, so you gonna call me? So it's just hilarious to me, because it's like, he gonna keep talking. Like, he don't get it.
Pictures. That's
send me a picture back. But yeah.
I like that. I actually really do. Like a picture conversation.
But I like when you send, like, this is what I'm doing right now, and then the person responds, like, this is what I'm doing right now. Oh. And then you send a picture of something else, like, I wish I was doing blah, blah, blah. So that's typically how the conversations go. But my dad's been the most recent that's been funny.
He's just like, okay. And you just sending pictures. Okay. All right. So that's our number 9. Number 8. So... Going back to loving ourselves, what would you say, and this is off the top of the dome, what would you say is your favorite moment of self-care and self-love for you that you've ever experienced in your life that's like come straight up?
Oh, I don't know, something just comes right away. That's a hard one.
I know. I'll go first. Okay. Since I asked the question, I got something.
Okay. I can tell.
So I was telling Myra about how I want to get back on it, but I used to date myself, where I would take myself out on dates and like, musicals, plays, dinner, whatever. And so one time I was home in Kentucky and everybody was at work. It was one of those, I was there on a random day. And so I took myself to brunch. Ooh. And then I took myself to get a massage. And I think I'm thinking of that one just because I feel like I couldn't wait on nobody to do it for me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was kind of living their lives, and it was like, well, you got to take care of yourself. Yeah. And that was a nice, the massage is what stands out for me even more so. But it was, to me, it was a pretty monumental moment of like, look at you taking care of yourself,
So it has to be a moment.
That's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll never forget when I was a freshman in college, me and my boyfriend, I broke up, and I just felt called to start doing yoga. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to try yoga. And there's this place, Crenshaw Yoga and Dance. I think it still exists. I don't know. But anyway, I was like, I felt called to go to this place. Let me go there. And I'll never forget a funny experience. So I used to go to the Crenshaw Mall to get my eyebrows done. But that day, the lady was like, I feel called to do your makeup. And I was like, I don't want my makeup done before this yoga class, but she already started doing it. So she gave me this full face of makeup. I looked so good for this yoga class. Like, I looked good. And I was like, oh, my God. But, like, I'm about to be sweating and stuff. What the hell? And I had never done yoga before, so I was, like, nervous. And I'll never forget when I came, like, everybody, like, complimented me. And that yoga experience was, like, it was just amazing. Like, that made me fall in love with doing yoga. Because it was just so good. Like, I felt like everything that was happening to me just, like, was on the mat. And then it, like, washed away. And I just felt like sometimes you just got to listen to what your body tells you that it needs. Cause I was scared at first. I'm like, I'm about to try yoga. What the hell am I about to do? And then I'm about to go in with this makeup on. How's this going to work? But it worked out, and I felt like that was, like, an amazing day. And I'm happy I did that for my 18-year-old self. I was only 18. So.
Dang, you was 18.
Yeah. My mom was like, you really just going to go to this place? And I was like, yeah, I looked it up. Well, I had called. And they were like, yeah, it's only $10. And other places were, like, $20. So I was like, okay, let me just try this out. Yeah. Great moment.
Awesome moment. Yeah, because you still do your yoga to this day.
Girl, I haven't done yoga in forever.
I
was doing it last year a little bit, but not as much as I should.
Yeah. But that's still, that's a really cool moment. You learned something new. You did something for yourself. And like you just said, I mean, you look good doing it.
Oh my gosh. With my full face of makeup on.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. So we done number 9. For number 8, what is a dish that you like to cook to show love for those that you care about?
Oh, okay. So my friend Maureen, she taught me how to make this dish. She don't even know the name of it, but she said her mom used to make it all the time. So Maureen, you all, is from Ivory Coast.
Oh my God.
What?
I just had a flashback to when you made this dish. It's so good.
Okay, sorry. I love you.
I've been thinking about it all the time, but I didn't make the connection that it was Maureen.
Yes, Maureen taught me how to make that dish. And
girl,
so,
that shit's good.
I swear, I feel like it is.
Oh my
too.
God, my mouth is watering.
I feel like it's good too. So, I feel like, if I make that dish for you, I love you. Because it's not really difficult, but I do feel like, you make your own little sauce and stuff. You put a little time into it, and I feel like
time. You say you put time into that.
It's not hard, but I think because of how I learned how to make it, somebody who I care about taught me how to make it. And so I guess now me is something like, when I make you this dish, I care about you.
That is good.
That's one of my favorite little dishes too. So I would say that one. And so sorry y'all, I don't know the name, but it's really just like chicken, beans, mushroom, and a cream sauce over jasmine rice. It's delicious.
I just remember that one time you made it, and I was like, can I have something to take home? It's so good.
I'm glad you liked it. What about you?
I think everybody knows mine's a steak, because I've mastered how to make a good steak. And steak is probably like my go-to that I make for folks. Depending on who it is, because my friend Shamika, she's vegan, so I think for her, I like to make black eyed peas. Because black eyed peas, they take forever to make.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta make those with love.
Yeah.
And being somebody that's vegan, you can't put meat in it. So you gotta make sure you season it correctly so it still tastes good.
Goodness.
So I would say either black eyed peas, greens, or steak. But steak would be number 1. Everybody loves my steak. Take me an hour to cook it, but steak.
Yeah, Myra ain't made me none of that stuff, so I'm guessing she don't love me.
You want to go out to eat when you here. And I turn it down.
I ain't had no greens, no black eyed peas. I don't stink.
Next time.
No, I want to try all of that. That sounds really good. And the fact that you're talking about black eyed peas, I don't really know too many people who just like really know how to make a black eyed peas. I don't even know how to just make them. My mom makes them, like
I can make them in a crock pot.
I'm sure you can, but I'm just like it's never. They're good, but it's just not usually something that's like that I necessarily want all the time. My mama would make them for New Year's Eve. She would make like the certain little dishes, but I don't never really crave black eyed peas. But I also, like I said, don't never hear anybody saying like, "Oh, I'm making black eyed peas on like a regular day."
People don't usually just be making greens either.
You're right. Actually, out here in like California, people don't. Yeah. That's true. Girl, you from the South. But anyway,
I just love the food. It just does something for me. Like greens take me back to my grandma. Black eyed peas take me back to my grandma. And a steak is just one of those things because I've mastered it. Because most of the things that I cook, I've tried to master it. So make steak like I've mastered it. So I'm like, oh, everybody likes it. Let me make it. But greens and black eyed peas, it just brings me back to childhood. Like, you know, you eat something, you're like, oh, I remember blah, blah, blah. It's one of those things. And I've learned how to make those things without meat. Which is like, everybody puts meat in their greens and everybody puts meat in their black eyed peas.
Any type of beans. You gonna have at least a piece of bacon. Yeah. Something. Yeah, nah, for sure. Mm-hmm. It's a win. So, what we on, number 8? Number 7?
Number 7.
All right, number 7. So we got baby Shyla. So, she's the inspiration for my next one. So, what is your favorite way to love on a child?
We just did one.
No, we didn't.
Not child, but we just did one that was like others. You got to do the self one.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I'm getting lost. Okay, I'm the self, you the other. That's what's been going on. Okay, going back to self.
I'll ask yours for you.
Okay, yep, okay. So, going back to self, what is, or how do you feel like that you love yourself when you've made a mistake?
How do I love myself when I've made a mistake?
Or done something that you don't, because I won't say mistake. Sometimes people take that wrong. When you've done something that you don't agree with and you feel bad about making a decision.
How do I do that? I don't know. I think for me it's more about like prayer and praying through it and journaling through it. I don't know. I feel like when, I'll use the word mistakes or mishaps, whatever, when they happen, I can be hard on myself in the beginning, but as time goes on, I'm like, you're human. That's my favorite thing to say is you're human. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have, like, things that you're not always proud of, but life has to go on. Like, the show goes on, so. And the things you be upset about yourself with, like, a year down the road, sometimes they don't even matter as much. So why am I, like, so pressed about it now?
Whew.
It's true.
I know, it's easier said, though.
Yeah, but I don't know. When you think about, like, when you do something you're not happy with, the way it lives inside of you is icky. You don't want to hold on to that. At least I don't be wanting to. I'd be like, let me let this go. Or move forward. I don't want to say let it go. Move forward.
Move forward, yeah. No, you're right. The stuff that we tend to, like, really let make us feel bad when you look back on a lot of times. You be like, what the heck? Yeah. Like, this in the big scheme of thing of my life really didn't matter.
Actually, something that I do try to do is I try to find other people that have done the same thing.
You know, it's my thing.
Yeah, so I could talk to them through it so they could tell me, like, how their experience was and how they were able to get through it. I've done that a lot, and I feel like that's what's been really helpful for me to move forward. Because it's like, once I talk to them, like, they move forward, so it's cool.
Yeah, they got through it. Yeah, so it's like, okay, it's hope for me. Like, I got to, it's okay.
Especially when it's somebody that you respect. Then it's like, okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I would say similar to, like, I'm a person who I learn in general off of, like, through people. So, like, I like to talk about my problems out, and I like to, you know.
You like to talk everything out.
Exactly, people that I want to talk about with. So let's add that to it. But it's true.
That's a good thing, though.
Right? Yeah. Like, so if I go through something and if I'm feeling bad about it, I might call you and be like, girl, like, I did this thing and I just been, you know what I'm saying, like, just not feeling good. And so you might tell me an experience you've been through and it's similar. That helps me sometimes. It's like that relatability of, like, yes, I'm human. Somebody else done went through it. Yeah. Or even if you haven't been through it, just having, like, a sound, like a different person's perspective who was not necessarily in it sometimes helps. So I think just talking about it. Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes, depending on what it is, it could take me like a few days, maybe even a few weeks to, like, really. It's kind of like this constant, like, self-battle of, like, putting positivity back into myself, you know? So it depends on what the thing is. But if it's something big, it's just, like, a constant effort. And then, you know, praying. I agree with that. Like, praying to God for forgiveness, but also praying God to ask me not to be so hard on myself.
Yeah.
So those are a few. It's hard, though. That internal battle when you do something that you don't feel good about. Like, you doing. You know what I'm saying? You wanna make the best decisions that you can.
Yeah.
So when you don't, it be like it can eat you up.
But I think you make a good point in talking to other people, because I've been realizing, like, in my friend groups, you know, a lot of people really struggle with when they have that internal battle, they make it worse. And they dig themselves into this, like, deeper hole. And then they do that, and then they decide to talk to somebody, and they can't even hear where you're coming from because they're so deep into the hole.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to push my friends and even push myself when I'm feeling a way, talk about it in the beginning as opposed to, like, waiting when I've dug myself into this hole and I've came up with all these answers. And, you know, instead of running to my journal first, I need to run to people and talk things through and process it. Then reflect in journal, as opposed to going in this journal, writing all this stuff, coming up with these answers, making it worse for myself when it don't even gotta be all that.
That is so true.
It don't gotta be all that.
So then by the time you done talk to somebody, you ain't hear nothing they gotta say because you done already formed.
That's been like a conversation I've been having a lot with my friends, because they just get so deep, and then now at this point they're depressed because they've come up with all these answers where it's like, you should have tried to talk to somebody first before you came up with that.
So by yourself. I agree. Yeah. So that's my little way that I do to love myself through a decision that I made that I don't agree with.
Okay, well, number 5, I'll ask what you was gonna ask. How do you love on children?
Okay, so typically I like to play with kids. So I think that, and I think it doesn't matter like what age they are. It depends on, like Shyla playing with her right now and is talking to her. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. That's all you can do. But like I think one of the things that we tend to miss out on is like not understanding what a kid likes. So usually when I meet kids, I'll be like, "Oh, what's your favorite thing to do? Or what do you like?" And then I'll let them engage in that. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's like, I don't know, Ninja Turtles, then I'm gonna play Ninja Turtles with you. You know what I'm saying? Or some kids, it might be a book or it might be a show. Then I'm going to engage in that thing with you. And so that's how I like to love on kids in general. It's just like showing them that like what you like is important. Yeah. And so that's the way I do.
Yeah. I think for me it's just treat them like they're human. Because I feel like oftentimes kids are talked to like they have like no place in the world. Like they're small. And I don't like that. So I just talk to them like they're human. Like my little brother, for example, I feel like he loves me so much. So I talk to him like he's a regular person. Like, and then I notice with my parents, they talk to him like he's like a, I don't know, like how people talk to kids. Like they just don't have no like place in the world. Like they just gotta follow everything that you say. They shouldn't have very much to say type of thing. Yeah. No, let's talk normal. So I feel like that's why, you know, he loves me so much. So do the same thing with Shada. Be talking to her. I talk her through everything.
Yeah, you do. Teaching her a little patience. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Love on the kiddos, y'all. Number 4?
Yeah, 4.
Okay, number 4. Cuatro. So, okay. When it comes to paying homage to, that's not a good one.
Remember self.
I know. See, I want to love on everybody else so bad, y'all. I've done a lot of self-love stuff. Okay. What's a new activity that you've incorporated in your schedule to love on yourself, let's say in the last 3 months?
No, nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Let me think about this. I think that for me, my self-care or self-love is more so like a soul care type of thing. So, yeah. It's always changing. So I'm always doing like what fits. So that's why when you're like, what's one new thing you do? I'm like, I really can't tell you one new thing because as the weeks go, I have to do new things that make sense for me. So like sometimes I need to take a long bath. Sometimes baths don't work. Sometimes I need to take a long shower. Sometimes I need to journal in the bathtub. Sometimes I need to isolate myself and journal. Sometimes I need to eat on the balcony. So everything is like...
Okay, let me say this
It changes up.
So what's something new, though, that you've never done, that you've tried in the last 3 months, though?
Nothing.
So everything's just kind of been like, yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I think something that I've tried... Like, I do drink tea, right? But I feel like I've been drinking tea, like, at least like 5 days a week. And I feel like that's something that's helpful for me just because it relaxes me. I'll drink a lot of like ginger, turmeric, common, like chamomile and stuff, and like I feel like it really helps to like kind of center me. And it doesn't always have to be just like in the morning. Like I'll drink it in the middle of the day, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say that for me.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing.
It's cool. It's cool.
Okay, so what number are we on? 3. What is a way that you... let me think about this. What is the way that you show love toward your grandparents?
My grandparents. So with my grandparents, like I said, like I mean with people in general, I tend to like call them and talk to them. But I think when I'm home, when I go back home, I try to spend some time with them, at least see them at least once, and have like some intentional time. I know like with my granny Callie, I'll go over her house and I'll just sit there with her. She always gonna have some food, child. But so she gonna make me a plate of whatever she made and give me all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, you know what? You want that? You want that? It's happy. But
cute.
She'll watch her shows. Y'all should be watching like Real Housewives of Atlanta and Married to Medicine. All the what's that? What channel is that?
It's not E.
I know I can't think of it.
It's like a similar channel.
Yeah, she be watching all of that, and I'll sit there and watch it with her. We be talking. She be doing her little commentation. I be right along there with her. And so whatever it takes to spend time with her, intentional, like that's what I like to do. Trying to continue to learn from them. I think that's another way. Like I showed that like I value everything that you've done and continue to do for the family, and I want all of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I want all of it. So
yeah,
I would say that's how I love my grandparents.
I like that.
Yeah.
How do I love my grandparents? My grandpa, he's a nut job. So loving on him looks like listening to him yell because his hearing is not the best. So listen to him yell about how he hates everybody because I'm the only person that he likes. So listening to him do that. With my grandma, it would probably be just like talking. Like all she cared about is if I call and say like, "Hey, love you." She doesn't really hold much of a conversation anymore. So that would definitely be it. And what else? Yeah, I would say that's definitely it. And then just asking questions about like her upbringing, making sure I'm like documenting that history. Funny thing, my grandma really wanted a daughter, so she saved like all this like designer stuff that was like cool back then, but not cool now. But she like saved all this stuff, so she really cares about that stuff. So just making sure she knows like, oh grandma, like remember the Calvin Klein shirt you gave me? Remember this jacket you gave me? Yeah, I've been wearing it, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, I bought that 45 years ago, blah, blah, blah. Or like this ring that she got me that, you know, I'm supposed to like pass down to Shyla, telling me like, yeah, I wore the ring or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So stuff like that is like important for her because she really wanted a daughter. And she always says like, you're the daughter I really wanted. So I think like that, just reminding her like, you still have value, because my grandma, she feels like because she's old, like she doesn't have a purpose anymore.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think always just like reminding her.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, our grands. Yeah. So valuable, so important.
I think she's 88 now. Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got to love on our grandparents. We'll be on number 2. Okay. This was a little deep. I'm noticing, and this might be it's a point, y'all. It's a little struggle coming up with questions about loving yourself, which is interesting. But okay, Shyla.
She said, "Get it together."
I'm trying. How would you say that you love on yourself when you're in a committed relationship, romantic relationship with another person or people, whatever you identify with, right?
I feel like it's simple, just making time for myself.
Making time for yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm with someone who always says, you're your own person, and I'm my own person. So you have to continue to do things that make you happy. Like, he always says that. So just continue to make time for myself.
That was easy for her, y'all. That's good.
Because I feel like I did so much work with, like, self-love. Like, it comes to me much easier making sure that I practice it, or being mindful of like when I'm not practicing it, and what I need to do to step up for myself. It's hard work, but I feel like I'm there now.
Yeah. So you did so much work on yourself with like understanding yourself and self-care and all that. So once you got into a relationship, a lot of it became just like a no-brainer. It's just what it is. Yeah. I agree. I think to add like an addition, just like the being intentional about having a separate life too.
Yeah.
So it's like you have like kind of like in therapy a lot of times. I mean, just in general, you'll have like the diagram where it's the two circles, and then the middle part that comes together where it's one big circle. So technically it's three circles, right?
Wait, what are you talking about?
What?
Break it down one more time.
Okay, so it's a diagram. You have y'all gonna know what this is called, but I can't.
Genogram?
Not a genogram. No, people are okay. You got three circles. 1, 2, 3, and in the middle the second one overlaps. What it's called something in it.
I don't know what it's called though, but yes, I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
So the one in the middle is y'all together. The one on the left is one person. The one on the right is the other. And this is obviously talking about a monogamous relationship, y'all. So in this monogamous relationship, you have your separate selves, and then you have y'all when y'all come together.
Yes.
Meaning that you need to have all three to be able to operate in that type of relationship, in a romantic relationship. So it's vital. Like, so if one person just forgets about themselves as a person, as an individual, it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? If the other person forgets, or let's say it's only both of y'all in the middle circle, it's not going to work. You have to continuously see yourself as individuals and as a couple. And so I think that is a way that I'm continuously, because I don't think it's like an ending goal to it. I think it constantly changes. But so like love yourself in a relationship, but also, just understanding that y'all are individuals. So being an individual, it means taking time to understand what you like. I think sometimes in a relationship, you might even have to be like, dang, I haven't hung out with my friends, or I haven't did this thing that I really like to do. And it may mean counseling, not even counseling, but like, I don't know, with your partner, like going ahead and saying like, oh, on Wednesday, this is what I'm just letting you know I'm doing this thing, right? And sometimes we be wanting to spend it with our partner all the time. So it may sound weird, but it's like even telling yourself to not do that thing that you want to do. It sounds so weird to say. Discipline is discipline. And so like you still can enjoy yourself, but being able to have some control over like what's happening. So that's what I would say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. It's just all about the carving out the time.
Right. The time piece. Yeah. Okay, we on the last one.
Are we on number 1? Number 1. How do you... Wait, I gotta think about this, because it gotta be a good one since it's number 1. Even though I'm drawing a blank. I don't want it to be about partners, because we kind of already talked about partners just now. How do you intentionally show love for, let's say, someone in your life that's entering a new chapter, whether it be a rough chapter, a chapter they're looking forward to? How do you try to show up in that space?
Oh Lord. I say that because it's hard, because sometimes you might not want to enter it with them, right?
Good point.
So the realization, if you don't want to enter in with them, then what does that look like? Does that mean having a conversation? Does that mean letting the relationship fizzle off? If I'm wanting to, speaking for my own self, then it means having a conversation on like, how can I support you? Asking if I'm supporting this person, seeing if I'm already doing enough and I'm just stressing myself out, or sometimes you're really not. And so I think that's why you actually have to ask the questions. And sometimes we feel like, I don't want to have to say the obvious, but a lot of times it's not obvious.
Yeah, sometimes it's not.
And that's what I'm starting to realize too. Like a lot of this stuff, the assumption is, girl, it'd be wrong.
Yeah.
So asking, how can I support you? You know, kind of like a little baby evaluation of like how you're showing up in this relationship right now. And most likely, you know, they're going to tell you what they feel like they need, if they even know what they need. Sometimes people don't know what they need, which is fine too.
Yeah.
But it's going to force them to think about it a little bit more, most likely, even if they haven't. They're like, oh, dang, I didn't think about that, but I guess maybe I do need this or whatever. Or maybe they're like, you're doing great, and then great. Yeah. But so I would say that's how I love on people in chapters. I also, depending on, I show up a little bit more sometimes for people who, especially when people are grieving. I'm not gonna lie, I will fizzle off eventually, but at the beginning, I'm usually like checking on you, trying to like every day or every other day, sending you like motivational quotes, just calling you randomly, you good, you know what I'm saying? Like that, the grieving one I think plays a little separate part for me, but yeah, overall just showing up more. Yeah. What about you?
I think mine is just being present and just going with the flow of whatever is needed. Yeah, I don't think you need to go on with a game plan. And this is what I'm going to do, or this is how I'm going to show up, because the way you can decide to show up may not be what the person needs. So I think just being present and being like conscious of like, okay, I noticed this and that. Let me step in for that. So I think just being mindful and present. Yeah. Never know.
Yeah. She opened her eyes and closed them. Okay, y'all. So we went through top 10. Actually, it was top 20 when you think about it. Top 20. True. And we talked about, y'all, the ways that we love on other people and the ways that we love on ourselves, which is, I mean, both of them are very beautiful things. I think they intertwine, and you need both to survive and be these humanistic people that we are. So, is there anything you want to share before we end this episode?
Nothing I can think of.
Yeah, me either. So, in the words of many, many people,
stay black, stay blessed. With a capital B. In black and blessed.
I was going to say, like, love is us, love is all.
Girl, bye.
Oh, my goodness.
Happy Black History Month.
Nah, for real, y'all. All the above. We will see y'all next week. Y'all, it's official. We are an Amazon affiliate. And it's only right because our Let's Heal book is offered on Amazon. If you haven't already checked it out, go ahead and click the link in our description and check it out. Help us support you while we support us, while we all support each other, if you know what I'm saying. All right, y'all, check it out.
So, y'all, we have to shout out our friends over at Fiverr. We are officially a Fiverr affiliate, and I love Fiverr because you can literally go to them for any type of project you might want to work on, whether it be if you need a new logo, you need help with the resume, you need help with social media. They help you over there. So, go ahead and check out our friends over at Fiverr. That's 5ERR. So, 5 with 2 R's at the end. So, go ahead and check them out with the link in our bio and tell them that we sent you.